Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby, and today we're talking about how to stop obsessing over someone. Before we get to the video, I have a couple of announcements. For one, if you're interested in working one-on-one with me, I've recently made some changes to how I'm taking payments. Basically, I'm switched it to a donation-based payment so that I can reach more of you guys and help you with wherever it is that you are. There's a $30 minimum payment, and if you feel so led to donate more, that's up to you. But I really want to open up my time and help as much as possible. So I'm going to try this out for a couple of months, and go ahead and click that link below if you're interested. It'll show you how to do the payments. And again, if you're interested, you want to pay $30, that's good. If you feel drawn to leave more money, it's donation based. You can add that on there as well. Either way, we'll work one-on-one together to help remove those limiting beliefs, get you out of those blocks, and get you moving towards the life that you want to live. Also, I still have a Patreon option if you're interested in that. The link is also in the description box. So, how do you stop obsessing over someone? I feel like I also have a PhD in obsessing over people. In my early 20s and in the early part of my life, I really had an issue with this. And it wasn't until in the past couple of years that I really understood what was going on. So I've created this video to help you. Specifically, a lot of times in law of attraction, law of assumption, people get really into specific people. That doesn't mean that the relationship or the connection you have with somebody isn't real. What it means, though, it's easy to potentially get lost in that idea that this person is the end-all be-all, and if you only do a couple things, if you can manifest them or you change their thoughts. And what I want to do in this video is to bring the power back to you so that you can then understand what is actually happening. What is the manifestation? Why is this happening? So with this video, it's going to help explain that more. So before we even get into the video, let's look at the etymology of obsession. Basically, one of the original Latin definitions, it breaks down to siege, blockage, or blocking up. Now, I think it's going to be important to you to ask yourself, what could be blocked? What could be blocking up? I'm going to get more into this video and we're going to come back to that original definition. So the first thing I'm going to suggest, if you're obsessing over someone right now, which again, there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad. It's simply, is this getting you what you want? And if it's not, where are you putting your power and where could you put it to get that which you want, right? Living in your wish fulfilled. So the first thing is going to be recognize what meaning you're giving this person. For instance, if you could get a relationship with this person, potentially y'all are platonic, or maybe y'all have had some romantic situations, but it's just not quite there. There's no commitment, or you're just wanting more. What meaning are you giving a relationship with that person? For instance, in my situation, I would have people in my life, specifically people I wanted to date, and I would chase after them. And then there was this constant kind of going and clawing, and like if I could just get their attention, if I could get them to love me, if they would just give me the time of day and we could be in a relationship, and in my head, everything would be great. It was like most of my life problems would be solved if this person would be in a relationship with me, because of the meaning I was giving it. What I didn't understand, and we'll get into a little bit more in this video, is that I was putting that worth, I was putting that appreciation of myself based on what they would do to me. So if they could give that to me, then I would feel better. And since I didn't feel good, I was needing something outside of me to make me feel whole and complete, to make me feel better. And we know that that's Newtonian model of seeing things, meaning once it happens out there, then it will happen in here. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about the quantum model. Not until we feel it are we going to actually be able to see it. And Neville Goddard, you can talk about that. The feeling is a secret. And we'll get to tie all this together. But the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, what would it mean if y'all are in a relationship? Or what would it mean if this person responded to you the way that you're wanting them to right now? The second thing is this a repeated pattern? If this is a repeated pattern, again, this is not about this person, this is about you. And this whole video and everything that I do with my videos is what I want for you, is for you to see yourself better. Because when you can start seeing your patterns and make a new choice from those patterns, then you start having free will and you get to then manifest, because you're asking, what is it that I believe about myself? What pattern is repeating? Okay, I keep finding these people, specifically if you're in the situation that you're obsessing about somebody. Has this happened before? Have you really, really wanted somebody to give you attention, to give you love, and they kind of always seemed unavailable or not quite committing to you and giving you the attention that you want and crave? Did that happen to you in childhood? Did a parent treat you that way? Could you not get that from a family member or a sibling? Did you feel like you weren't seen? Did you feel like you had to try and work really hard to get love? What were the dynamics of how you got your needs met based on your childhood? Because a lot of times what happens, especially when we have this obsession, going back to that original etymology definition of blocking and sieging, it's like we're trying to block it up so that we can keep them with us. And again, anytime we feel that, or anytime that we fear and have that feeling of fear that we're going to lose something that we want, and we start acting with suspicion, we start acting with that anxiety, and you know, they're gonna leave, oh, I'm gonna lose this thing. Those are basically ways to describe jealousy. I always thought jealousy could only be if, oh, I see the person I'm dating is talking to somebody else and I respond aggressively, or I'm like, oh no, this person's with me. I always thought that was the only way to have jealousy, but actually jealousy, another thing, is envy and suspicion and all of these other things. And basically jealousy is all about fearing that you're gonna lose the thing that you want. So when we look at obsession, and I think of that original definition of blockage, it's like we're trying to block it up energetically with all of our thoughts on them and all of the concentration on what they're doing. How can we get their attention? How are they treating me right now? What are they doing? Who are they with? Who's with you? Who's giving you attention? Who's listening to your wants and needs? No one. So in this situation, you've abandoned yourself because you're trying to, get the thing that you want. It doesn't make you wrong or bad. What I'm trying to get you to see is that you abandoning you, you're going to get that reflected back to you. Has nothing to do with this person, doesn't make them wrong or right, doesn't make them bad or good, doesn't even really talk about the potential of the relationship, but only until you start staying with yourself and seeing, oh, okay, I'm afraid this person's going to leave. Oh, okay, I'm really wanting to do all this work. I'm trying to chase this person because when I was little, I remember that in order to get my primary guardian's attention, my mom or dad or whoever it was that brought you up, I needed to XYZ. And if I did an XYZ, I wouldn't get attention, I wouldn't get love, I wouldn't get any of the things I needed. Can you start to see that you would have to abandon yourself in order to get that love and attention that you need? Now, the third thing that I suggest on how you can stop obsessing over somebody is to see what feeling that you would have. It's similar to the first one, but not quite. What feeling would you get if you were in that relationship? If you look down as you're watching this video and you saw a text from them, what would that make you feel? And be like, oh my God, this person actually, they texted me, whoa. Or like, yeah, they are into me. Like, whoa, I'm feeling really good, just like I should, Like it make you feel good, make you feel probably really excited. That feeling is what you want. So when you're over there trying to get them to do the thing, regardless of how you feel about them, at the end of it, there's a feeling you want to have. A feeling of being wanted, a feeling of feeling loved, right? Feeling of feeling appreciated, seen, all these things. So my suggestion is start to think about how it would feel and tap into those feelings now. Feeling excited, feeling hopeful, not about them, but about you. Because as long as you're looking outside of yourself, hoping, waiting, oh my God, maybe if I think and say 8 affirmations and I meditate for 42 hours, then they will send me a text message and then I'll feel good. Do you see how all of your efforts are to cause somebody else outside of you to do something to make you feel better? That is one of the most powerless states you can be in because you've abandoned yourself, you've neglected yourself. How are you going to see a reflection of appreciation, being valued, being loved, being listened to, if you are reflecting out self-abandonment and neglect because you're spending so much time hoping that they do something to make you feel better? Think about that. How much time do you spend hoping and wishing that they will do something so you feel better? My suggestion to you is to go to those feelings. Give them attention, give them respect, give them space. It doesn't mean you have to sit around and cry, but be real with that. Is there some primary trauma that you've gone through that you're trying to get this person in your life so that you don't feel that? Dealing with that, healing that, feeling that, accepting that, and loving yourself completely, whole and complete, giving out the electromagnetic signature, which is how you think and how you feel, having the clear vision of the version you want to be, and being in alignment with that, not despite everything that's happened, but seeing the pattern recognition of everything that you've been through, making new choices, realizing, oh, okay, that younger part of me that was neglected, that part really wants that person to give me validation so that I feel better. I'm going to give myself validation. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm valuable. When you have that stance, you look out, you will see that then reflected. As long as you stay obsessed with somebody and you're trying and manipulating, you're doing all these affirmations and mental all this stuff, you're only trying to have a Newtonian way of doing things, hoping that they will do something so you feel better. Cut out the middleman. No matter how you feel about them, this is not a disrespect to them or your relationship or anything like that. What it is there to get you to see yourself. What is your behavior? How are you acting? How are you thinking? And how are you deeply feeling about yourself? The more you use your investigatory detective skills to look inside yourself, uproot those true beliefs, those original wounds and those hurts, and give them space, give them compassion. You will be able to then think and feel and be in a more alignment with who you are truly being in that moment. The more you do this, the more you will heal those old wounds and be able to have free will to then have that reflection come back to you. The more you do this, the more you'll see that the people around you and surrounding you will reflect the way you feel about you. And you deserve that to happen. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, join this community. We'd love to have you, and hit subscribe. And until the next time, I love y'all.